All right, everybody, welcome to Simability Xfinity Series taking on Watkins Glenn tonight. Past 2 weeks, the fellows have had the drafting style tracks to deal with. This week, they're going to be turning left and right around this massive road course we got tonight up in upstate New York. Here's a look at last week's winner, the 45, Fast Eddie Hawks. Right now, he's sitting fourth on the speed charts. Right now, fastest guy in practice, the 76, Jason Lance. He's also, by looks of it, turned the most laps here so far in practice. He must really enjoy this track. There's a look at the 83 of Glenn Sidman working his way through the carousel and bus stop area. Andrew Smith making his way through the bus stop there. Making it look ever so easy. Riding along with Cody McGork, the third fastest guy in practice right now. Cody really getting on it there. Let's see how he attacks the final turn here. A little downshift. Gets on the throttle, lets Reed up off. Glenn able to top the boards there a minute to go in practice. He got Lance there by 2/10. Let's see what happens when they start qualifying. Looks like we're going to have a hell of a race tonight, folks. And everybody's working that bus stop good tonight. All right, that wraps everything up for our practice. Well, everybody starts to get out and get their laps for qualifying. Let's go ahead and run some commercials and give thanks to our sponsorships, Simability, Paver Seal in Florida, and Admin Box. off Eddie Hawks as he comes to complete his first lap of qualifying. Must have went off track during his first lap. Didn't register any time there. It's usually a sign of a 1X. Right now, Jason Lance topped the leaderboard for 1:15.120. Here comes Cody to finish off his first lap. Cody to the top of the chart for 1:15.018. Right now, right along with fastest for practice, Glenn Sidman in the 83. There's a nice look at the 23 of Tommy Johnson. There's a look at the 3 car, Thomas Wise. Getting a little bit loose there, getting into that turn. All right, I think that's going to wrap it up for qualifying here. Cody McGork, top of the leaderboard, followed by Jason Lance, Billy Wise, Eddie Hawks, Tommy Johnson, Jacob Vaughn, Thomas Wise, Johnny Berardi, Brian Lawhead, Glenn Sidman, and Andrew Smith. I don't know if anybody else is going to try to go out here and get any laps in before the end of the time or not. All right, field's getting gridded up. Go ahead and give you the rundown for tonight's 40 laps here at the Watkins Glen. Starting on pole, Cody McGork in the 28. Outside him, the 76 of Jason Lance. Row number 2 made up of Billy Wise and last week's winner, the 45 of Eddie Hawks. Row number 3, the 23 of Tom Johnson and the 1 of Jacob Vaughn. Row number 4, Glenn Sidman in the 83. On the outside of him, the 87 of Andrew Smith. Row number 5 on the inside, the number 9 of Brian Lawhead. Outside of him, Johnny Berardi in the 99. And round out your field, the number 3 car, Thomas Wise. There's a look at the 32 of Billy Wise, starting behind your pole sitter, Cody McGork. That beautiful Porsche pace car is about ready to pull off. And we're going to have ourselves 40 laps of action here at Watkins Glen. Green flag is out. The leaders take off. See if there's any give and take going in here at 1 and 2. Jason able to hold that momentum on the outside there. 1. Carry it all the way up here through the S's. Looks like Billy had a little bit of trouble getting through the bus stop there. Top 2 run nose to tail right now. Cody's able to hang with Jason. And Eddie's not too far behind. Cody actually ran a little bit faster of a lap last lap. He's right on the back bumper of Jason as they come out of the S's, go down the long stretch here. Looks like Jason's able to just make his way through that bus stop just a little bit smoother though. Cody's able to close back up. Glenn was your fast lap that time. He's running back here in 5th, right behind Jacob Vaughn. Glenn looking all over for a way around Jacob here. Jacob ran a little bit wide there off of the carousel. Glenn is there on the inside as they come down to the start-finish line. That's going to give him the advantage going into turn number 1 here, into the braking zone. Ooh, he got a little bit loose, slid it wide. The one's looking on the inside now. Jacob makes the pass back around. Glenn's going to have to start that process all over again now. That's allowing the 32, Billy Wise, to make his way back into this picture. Glenn takes it going into the bus stop. Live look here at your leaders. Jason's starting to get himself a nice little gap between him and second place, Cody McGork. You can hear Cody feathering the throttle around the carousel. Car gets real loose there. Cody was 3/10 faster there that last lap. But Glenn was ran 1:15.72 to Cody's 1:16.0. Right now, Glenn's hunting down Eddie, last week's winner. Glenn was almost a second faster in the leaders that lap. 83 starting to turn it on. Glenn with another move to take another spot right before the bus stop. Puts Glenn to third. As everybody makes way around the lap car, 3 car there. Jason Lance been out front since the drop of the green flag. Coming to 10 complete, 30 to go. Leaders ran 16.59, 16.43. Then third place Glenn Sidman with a 15.45. .45 got passed by the one of Jacob Vaughn for 4th spot. That time, Glenn was only a half second faster than the leaders. But that gap is down to 6 seconds at what was at 7, so he's gaining. See the 83 in the background. Cody has closed that gap as well. But Glenn's gained another second on the leaders. Okay, he got out of shape there on the bus stop. That's gonna really hurt him. Well, Glenn must went off track. He's giving up some time. He's giving up over 3 seconds back to the leaders. That might have been the best thing to happen to the leaders. Hopefully they capitalize on the mistakes there of Glenn. If not, Glenn's going to be hunting them back down. Oop. Tom got a little bit loose there going into one. Yeah, it looks like it just got a little bit loose under braking. Brian just going a little bit outside of track limits there. Cody just gets his entry down for the bus stop there. I think it'll be good. Just that entry, it seems like each lap just misses his mark. Andrew just taking a shortcut there, about a little bit of the grass. Jason out to a 2-second gap almost. Cody's looking to start to close that down. Got 26 laps to go here. Still a lot of racing left. Ride along with your leader for a lap. Jason making it look easy. Scotty is able to get that gap down to 6/10. Jacob had a little bit of trouble here. Let's see what happens. Oof, that's a rough one. Let's ride along with him. Just gave it some gas and it was on that curb and just got loose. Chasing back out to an 8/10 of the lead. But Glenn Sidman, he's able to close that gap down to 6.3 seconds. Right on board with Cody McCord. Whoa, Cody. Cody got a little bit loose coming out of the final turn there. He was able to gather it up. Right now, their tires have to be worn. Probably doesn't have much lateral grip going through the S's here. You can tell Cody wants to put the power down, but there's not much rubber there to take it. Cody's driving the hell out of that thing right now. Something happened to 83 here. Or if he got loose under braking. I just shot a little bit too wide there. No harm, no foul though. Thomas trying to play in the kitty litter a little bit. Good save, Thomas. Good save. We are halfway to go right now in the race. 20 down, 20 to go. Glenn Sidman was in, made his pit stop. We'll see if he's going to be able to jump the leaders. Cody's coming in. Jason's going to go another lap. Right now, your top five. Jason Lance been out front for all 20 laps so far. Second place, Cody McGork. Eddie Hawks third. Billy Wise fourth. Glenn Sidman fifth. Leaders coming in the pit. Glenn's coming out of the carousel right now. Second place, Eddie Hawks has been giving the lead to 32, Billy Wise. New leader. With the race off pit road, Jason Lance was able to keep his advantage over Glenn Sidman. Getting in the wall there. Right in front of the one, Jacob Vaughn. There's a look at Billy Wise out front. Running along with second place, Jason Lance. Billy ran a little bit wide there. Jason able to make the pass. Along with Glenn. $16 to go. Jason Lance back out front, followed by Glenn Sidman and Billy Wise, your top three. Jason able to stay out front. Glenn's right there. This could be your battle for the lead here at the end of the race. We got 15 laps to go. As long as they hit their marks and don't make any mistakes. Whew. Could have got loose under braking, but he was able to just miss the end of pit road, the exit wall there. 12 laps to go. Your top three, Jason Lance, Glenn Simmons, Billy Wise, all within 10 seconds of each other. Right there's look at your leaders, Jason Lance, and Glenn Simmons as they go into the bus stop, getting around the three of Thomas Wise. Big thank you to the sponsors make this league possible. Simability, Florida Paver Sealing, Florida, and Admin Box. Everybody seems to be getting loose going into one there. Glenn giving up a little bit of time there. Lance. He was down to 6/10. It gave up almost half second there. Coming to 10 to go. There's a look at your leaders. They're heading down here to the bus stop. There, Glenn's really closing gap to this lap. Leaders crossing the stripe right now, 9 to go. Jason Glenn heading turn number 1 there. So they're making their way up here through the S's. Glenn's starting to close the gap. Let's see if he makes his pass that he usually does here, going into the bus stop. See if he's trying to set Jason up for it. Okay, just passed Billy for third. It's Billy Wise going into the pits, making his pit stop. As Glenn's all over the back bumper of Jason there through the bus stop. You saw there, turn one claimed another one. Brian just went a little bit too hot. Glenn's there giving Jason all he got right now. 7 laps to go. Glenn got a little bit loose there, looks like coming off the final turn. Starting to wonder if tires are starting to give up a little bit here. Ooh! Oh, Glenn. Glenn got it into the wall there coming out of the S's. That's definitely... Oh, then you saw Glenn just push a little bit too hard there coming out of the carousel. He was giving it all he got. He knew that was his chance. Five laps to go. Jason Lance out front. Got a 23-second lead over second place, Cody McGork. In third place, the 45, last week's winner, Eddie Hawks. All Jason has to do is make sure he hits his marks. 4 laps to go. Right now, Jason's just running smooth laps. He knows right now the only way he can lose this is if he makes a mistake, and he's making sure he doesn't. There's a look at the 45 going into turn 1. He's about 30 seconds behind second place, Cody McGork. He's just trying to make sure he stays in front of the 32, Billy Wise. But Billy's on fresh tires right now. He's 10 seconds behind him. The 87 Andrew Smith just a little bit wide there. Leader coming to 2 to go. Cody's trying everything he can to close that gap, but he's just not going to be able to today. Jason Lynch bringing it to the line for the white flag. We're right along with your leader as he makes his way on the white flag lap. Smooth and consistent. Jason Lance bringing it out of the carousel there. Taking through your final few turns here. Jason Lance tonight's winner at Watkins Glen. He started outside pole, was able to take the lead out of turn number 1, and pretty much never looked back since then. Jason burning down. Ole. Pure domination. Puts the period on it right there. Eddie, got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, you finished tonight with a third place finish. It's not last week's win, but you got to be happy with a third place.
I'll take a third place on a road course any day. Especially against Jason and Cody and Glenn, too. Glenn kind of gave us a little favor there. But, yeah, I had one mistake. I kept wheel hopping it in turn 1. And it looped me around, but I was managed to gather it back up. I'm thrilled with the third.
Yeah, I'll tell you, turn 1 claimed a lot of people tonight, especially under braking on entry.
It's such a fine line of going too slow, going too fast, wheel hopping. I mean, it really is. It's the toughest corner on the whole track for sure.
Yeah, that one definitely always gives me trouble as well. But like you said, third place on a road course, you're definitely happy with that. So go ahead and give a shout out.
I'm definitely happy with that. I like road courses, just ain't the best at it. And Corey and Cody, I mean, and Jason were just bad fast. I wasn't going to even try to keep up with them. Wasn't going to try. I tried to just race the track.
That's the best thing you can do is just make sure you don't make any mistakes.
That's right. I was lucky. Made one, but still brought it home. I think everybody else had more mistakes than I did. Put it that way.
Hey, that's how I always tell anybody I run the 24 hours with. I told them, hey, you might try to push for that extra half second, but if you make a mistake, it might cost us about 10 minutes.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. Other than that, it was pretty good. I kept a decent pace, I think.
Oh, yeah, your pace all night was pretty good. All right, Eddie, go ahead and give a shout out to all your people.
Yeah, like I said, the PVA, Central Florida chapter, getting ready to go to the Winter Sports Clinic in Aspen, Colorado here in 2 weeks. To them. Thank Billy, Simability, and appreciate you coming on board too and getting the word out about our league.
Oh, hey, Eddie, I appreciate you guys put on a great race tonight. That was the 45 of Eddie Hawks. All right, let me go find the 28 of Cody McGork. Hey, Cody, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you started on pole tonight, but you're able to bring home in a second place finish there.
Yeah, it was the first time I ever put the Xfinity car on the pole. I honestly didn't think the lap was that good when I ran it qualifying, and I come around and got the white flag and looked up and saw the lap time. And I was like, wow, that was a lot more than what I expected it to be. Um, I had a decent race. Was running pretty strong there with Jason, and he and I were just so even that I had to go kind of off strategy to try something different because we apart from me getting in there just trying to move him out of the way, I wasn't going to pass him, and it just didn't work out. We come home second again. I been chasing one of these Xfinity wins for a long time. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
That's going to happen for you. You're definitely there in the hunt for it all the time. Now, hey, let me ask a question. Did you have any trouble there on your pit stop?
I had a problem with my shifter. My shifter got hung up between gears, so it took me a minute to get going again. Um, But also, I took tires, and I found out later on that those other guys didn't take tires, so that was probably some of it as well. And I probably spent a little bit more time there on pit road with that than what I needed to. In all reality, I probably could have not put tires on and been fine because I hadn't abused my tires. But it's just like I said, me and Jason were so even that I could sit there and I can ride behind him for 40 laps, or I can throw something different and try to find a different way around him strategy wise, and it just didn't quite pan out.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely keeping pace with him there through that first stop. And I was wondering because when you pitted, I noticed that you definitely fell back more so than everybody else did, and Jason was able to get out there and he was able to get out in front of Glenn. That's why I was wondering if you had any trouble there.
Yeah, and there towards the end of the race, I was actually starting to cut into his lead pretty good there, but yeah, it's just I don't know. I love this car. I wanna win in this car so bad I can't stand it. I've been second, third so many times. I just at this point it's the Kyle Busch mentality. Second sucks. It just makes you want to punch a wall because you're sitting there constantly knocking on that win, and you can see it right in front of you. And short of me sitting there driving somebody the way that I don't want to be raced and moving them out of the way or flat dumping them like kids do nowadays, it's just always the second place thing. We keep knocking them down, just can't get over that hump. But the first career pole tonight was pretty good. That may be the fastest lap I've ever turned here, and that's if nothing else, that's something good to hang the hat on. And 2 weeks in a row, two second place finishes, having the speed, we just got to get the result.
That's for sure. You definitely got the speed. What you got to look for next week at Phoenix?
Phoenix is a good track for me. Over the years, I've been good there in ARCA. I've been good there in truck. When we used to run the NR 2003 sim back in the day, I used to beat those guys pretty regular on that. But since the repave and the reconfiguration, I haven't been there in the Xfinity car yet. Um, but I do like how more drivable this car is compared to the truck. The truck seems like it's so much more of a brick that you can't really do a lot with it. This car is a little bit more free. You can kind of to drive it different and put it in different places. So I am kind of excited about Phoenix. That's been a good track to me over the years. I can't say it's a track that I circle since they reconfigured it and feel like I can win there, but I feel like I could maybe be top three again, hopefully. So we'll see what happens. I've been successful there in the past. Maybe we can put something together and get back up there again.
That sounds like the right attitude. All right, Cody, go and give a shout out to all your sponsors and people.
I've got a few I got to give a shout out. First of all, my dad. It's his birthday today. I got to wish my dad a happy birthday. He is the best dad anybody could have ever hoped to have had. Everything I've learned in life, I learned from him, and I wouldn't be half the man I am without his guidance. So I want to wish him a happy birthday, and I thank God that I still got him with me here today. Second of all, I want to thank everybody at RV2 Motorsports that follows us every week and supports us. And we got a lot of people in the background that always keep cheering us on and pull for us. And I want to thank those people for always being there in our corner. And you know, these races sometimes go really good for us, and you're happy with them, and then sometimes they don't turn out quite the way you hoped. And I appreciate those people that always pick us up, that are our real friends and always have our back. And third of all, we had a brand on the car this week. It's the first time we've had them on there. It's called Y'all Sweet Tea. They're made locally here in Alabama. You might have seen them on an episode of Shark Tank, actually. But they make sweet tea, they make coffee, they just come out with a whole entire line of seasonings. Really good stuff, really quality stuff, and they always ship really quick and they take care of the customers. So I wanted to give them a good ride this week and try to get their name out there a little more. Um, at RV2, we always prioritize more. We do charity stuff and we do small business. Big business brands, big box stores. Everybody knows who they are. They don't need the exposure. I want to help out the mom and pops. I want to help out the little guy and give them a platform and put them out there and make people curious and go look and see what the product is and stuff. So that's what we do with this. We've got great partners with Energy Smith Low Country that's on here every week, and we just added Hot Diesel Designs. They just come on board, so we're going to have them on the car here in probably a week or two. So we're always appreciative of the people that want to partner with us, and we always try to do our best job to represent those companies and those small businesses to the best of our extent on and off the track.
All right, man, that's awesome, and happy birthday to your dad.
I appreciate it, and I give a shout out to you too, man. I watch these races back and watch the broadcast, and man, you do a really great job. I have to give you an absolute tip of the cap. You do a great job of these races, and I appreciate you covering these for us.
I appreciate the kind words there, Cody. Thank you.
Have a good night, brother.
You as well. We'll see you next week at Phoenix.
10-4.
Jason, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Congratulations on domination tonight.
Yeah, I had missed Daytona, so I have a lot of ground to make up. So I need some wins and definitely some good finishes from now on. I need to be really consistent. Probably like be into the top 5 consistently, or have a chance at this championship. I think we get one drop week this season, but it's still hard to make up points even with that.
Coming in tonight, did you Did you have a good feeling about coming to Watkins Glen?
Well, we ran 2 practice sessions, 2 practice races, and I had won both of those too. So yeah, y- made the most of our practice sessions and figure out some things, and so yeah, that's how I was able to get the win tonight. I guess just practicing, getting a feel for the track and the weather conditions that we were going to have.
Jason, can you say that again so everybody out there hears that practice actually does make a difference?
Yes, practice does make a difference. Especially with the if you have different types of weather on, then especially tonight, that messed me up when the sun dipped behind the clouds. I couldn't see my breaking points, so I was being a little bit more conservative when that happened. So that kind of let those guys behind me catch me a little bit because it's just hard to see with the different weather conditions like that.
Yeah, I noticed you was very conservative with your breaking points, but I mean, it was smooth and consistent every lap. You were right there in your times. Like there wasn't a big influx of you missing your spots. Like you'd see, hey, you'd run 118 here or something of that nature. Every time you're right around the 116 mark, and you're like I said, just smooth and consistent the whole race.
Yeah, the worst thing that you can do is overdrive the car here, or we'll hop it, like I've heard a few guys are doing.
Yeah, I should have actually had like a counter for it because it seemed like it got turn one that got a lot of people tonight, especially on the braking.
Cody was doing a heck of a job the first half. Then I had to fight Glenn around the second half. I don't know if Cody had an issue with his pit stop because he got way far behind after that.
Yeah, actually, Cody had an issue with his shifter. It hung up in gear, so he wasn't able to get going as quick. And he found out that a lot of guys didn't take tires, and he did. So that gave him a little bit more time on pit lane than everybody else.
Yeah, I wanted to come in a little later. I wanted to come in around 25, but then I seen second place Cody come in, and when the second place guy comes in, you can't afford to stay out there too long, so you have to come in the next lap, or you just lose too much time.
Yeah, I was really sad to see Glenn get in the wall there coming out of the S's there at the top of the
Yeah,
hill.
yeah. I think Glenn had something for me. I think he was probably being a little bit conservative because he's not racing for points. But to me and Glenn, we had a heck of a battle in the mini stocks at Lime Rock. We were on each other's bumper, swapping positions like the whole race. So yeah, Glenn's a very excellent road racer.
Yeah, I know his like when he was actually trying to hunt you and Cody down there on that first stretch before the pit stops. I know he was running lap times about a second faster than you guys. Then there after the pit stops, he was able to jump everybody, and your pit stop came out perfect because it put you about 2 seconds in front of him. That was the race for the lead from there on out after you guys got by Billy Wise.
I hate to see Glenn spin out and have the issue that he had because I was curious how that was going to play out. Because I, I would rather race a guy out cleanly, finish the race. So I never want to see anybody get taken out or take themselves out.
Yeah, it definitely took the wind out of the broadcaster for the last 5 laps.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, then the closest person was Cody, and he was 25 seconds back. And if you run conservative there, he was cutting into it, but it wasn't going to close that gap.
Yeah, I was kind of concerned if you have much to talk about tonight because I know on road courses that guys get really spread out, like several seconds apart, and it can become a snooze fest at times at road courses.
No, it was fairly entertaining tonight with it because you guys up front was usually about nose to tail, so there was always something to watch there. Then every now and again I'd get alerts about people going off track or turn one claiming another one, so I'd be able to swap over that real quick and show that. But
Yeah, after that right-hander coming out of the bus stop, I think Cody he had that section of track down all the way into turn one, so he's better than me in those sections. But up through the S's and into the bus stop, I feel maybe I was a little better at getting into those.
yeah, your entry into the bus stop, you're definitely beating Cody on. But yeah, you're pretty spot on with that assumption. All right, Jason, why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to all your people and your sponsors?
Yeah, I'd like to thank this league for putting on these races for us, and Glenn and Billy being admins to it, and Don. Don is skipping the season. He doesn't like NASCAR, but we all like Don, and me and him. We always have a good battle going. So yeah, I think if I wish he'd come out and run with us, and like to say hi to my dad if he's watching. Thank you to him, and of course, this Coca-Cola icing machine was really great tonight, and I hope I can have a lot more runs like this coming forward.
All right, Jason, what's your thoughts on Phoenix for next week?
Is it going to be open dog leg or close? If it's going to be open, I don't know if there's going to be a rule about us dipping below that line or not. We'll have to see because that can be a little chaotic getting into the turn. But I'm pretty good at the Phoenix. It drives like a short track, so I'm really good at the short tracks. I really can't wait to get to Martinsville. I know a lot of people hate Martinsville, but that's like one of my favorite tracks.
I'm the same way. I do enjoy Martinsville, and as I was just double checking, there it is open dog leg.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that plays out, but yeah, we'll have a few practice races and for us all to, to learn from. And if anybody wants to come and enjoy Sim Ability, just sign up.
Yep, and once again, your winner, the 76, of Jason Lance. We'll see you next week, Jason.
All right, see you, man. Thanks for broadcasting.
Yes. Yep.
All right, and that's going to do it for our broadcast tonight for Simbility. Big thanks to all of our sponsors to make this league possible. Simbility, Bakersfield in Florida, Admin Box, Action Sports Foundation org, Action Sports Foundation helps the community empower the lives of veterans, the disabled, and the community itself through the platform of Action Sports. Project VetJet, empowering veterans through water sports. Thanks again to Sim Billy for having us, and we'll see you next week at Phoenix, everybody.